Yes, your boy Griff here, back with another video, and today I got a special video, guys, man. Today we're back with another season of Tournament of Power 93. You guys know we're back with the best teams. They always be changing up the Z's and the S and the A tiers, so that's why I always bring these type of videos. And I'm not gonna lie, they've actually been nerfing like the good gems off the Z's and the S. So I feel like we might start seeing a little bit less points, because a lot of the pretty good characters that's usually in the S tier spots are in the they're getting put down to the A's. So they're really trying to make this a little bit difficult and having the risk of rocking those Z tier units. So yeah, I just wanted to point that out. If you guys do enjoy these type of videos, subscribe to the page. Road to 16K. Legends Fest reviews is tomorrow. I'm excited about that. Probably towards the end of the video I might talk about who I think it is and everything. But besides that, when it comes to tournament power, I always advise it. Anything that helps with stats, please try to maximize it with your units. Invest in your tournament power team. It comes a long way when it comes to getting your stars on the units. Try to get them to 9 stars minimum if you can. Getting them to Zenkai 7 if they're a Zenkai unit. Arch boosting their characters. Getting them to friendship level 10 helps with stats. Getting their tournament power equipment. Anything that helps that can improve their stats, please do so, because it makes a night and day difference. So I wanted to point that out as well. And let's get into the teams for this video, and let's start with regen, of course. Alright, so for the first team here we do have is going to be regen. This is going to be the regen setup that I rock for this season. I'm not entirely sure this is going to be the final team, but this is something that I want to try out. So let's bear with me and let's get started with the backup unit. So backup units, I decided to rock yellow EX Piccolo and red Piccolo, just because you guys know what yellow EX Piccolo, he's a character that's mostly in the S and Z tier spots. He provides the extra healing for my team. I only got really one main healer on the team, which is Blue Baby. But I also have Green DKP and CMZ that's able to heal himself. So this is the setup down rock. I might give you guys a different setup if you guys want maybe 2 healers off this setup and maybe someone that's off the Z tier spot, so you guys get a little bit more points. I'm gonna break that down as well. Now I also have PJ here. PJ is another S tier character that I'm definitely going to need, because I need to get the extra points. I'm rocking a lot more C tier and B tier characters than I usually do, so I definitely need to get characters that's off the S and Z tier. So I definitely think out of all these other characters, he's the best one here. I also have Green DKP, that's also S tier. He's going to be in my main lineup, so constantly getting some type of S tier points will be really nice and really solid there as well. Now any other colors that you guys can try, you guys can give him a go. I'm not the biggest fan of him, not the biggest fan of what he does in terms of his Z abilities, not his Z ability, but his unique abilities. But the fact that he does buff Red Future, and you do have CMZ. If you are rocking CMZ, he's going to get double Zenkai buff. If you guys are rocking them two on this main 6, you will get double Zenkai buff, so that'll be really nice. If you guys want to give him a go, you guys can, but I'm not the biggest fan of him. You guys also have Red Metal Cooler. Red Metal Cooler is a character that I've used before. He's able to heal himself. He has high Q restore speed, and then he gets his damage after the first turn. But he's a solid option. He doesn't buff regen, but if you guys just need an S tier character that's pretty solid, I'll definitely recommend him. So really the top 5 right here is pretty much the best S tier characters. You guys could give this guy a go. Not really the biggest fan of him. You guys could give this guy a go or this guy a go. I've been hearing people have been rocking them, but I don't really know too much about what they really do for me to give you my final judgment. So let's break down like my setup here. Now I'll probably talk about the second setup. Now when it comes to the main 6 here, I got Super Baby 2. He's a character that you're just going to need for regen. He just heals constantly. He's tanky. He's just you just need him. He's core for regen. He's core for GT. You're going to need him. Now when it comes for the other 3 here, I call them like the super moves trio here. I got LF Piccolo, Boo Tanks, and then I have CMZ. They're pretty much the characters that's pretty much every match they're going to get a blue card. Boo Tanks and Piccolo is, but CMZ kind of gets it 20 out of the 25 matches, so that's pretty much a guaranteed blue card each time. And they're kind of like my main damage dealers in terms of just trying to wipe up really powerful characters. You guys know these new seasons are really strong, so I definitely wanted to add these guys as well as my main damage dealers. And then when it comes to the green, I decided to go with green DKP. Like I said, he's in the S tier spot. Decided to give him a go. And then when it comes to my purple, I wasn't the biggest fan of light skin Piccolo and what he performed, especially as a C tier character. I feel like he's underwhelming. I definitely think he's more of a B tier character, so that's why I decided I wanted to give LF Cell a go. Now this new LF Cell, he definitely gives double offense as well. He gives actually more than the LF Piccolo, and also I believe every time an enemy dies, he has ways of charging up his gauge and stuff. So, and he also got great debuffs here as well. He gives debuffs with extra damage and then key recovery downgrade, so we're able to attack faster. So I just want to give him a go. He's also, like I said, he's also in the B tier. This character, if you guys want me to try Garlic Jr., I definitely can. He's definitely really powerful. Double defense and what he does, he transforms and everything. If you guys want me to rock him, you guys, I can. But I know a lot of you guys don't have him. This guy's he's already a year and a half old, so a lot of you guys might have him more compared to the Garlic Jr. So I decided to give him a go. So that's pretty much my setup here. If you guys want to do a different setup, what you guys can do is take him out. If you guys want more healing on the team, you guys can do a setup where you have Fat Boo here, but then for the Z tier spots, you're probably going to want Nail because you need that extra points there. So if you're going to replace DKP with Fat Boo, right, you're going to replace the S tier with a B tier character, you got to replace this your S tier character with a Z tier, so you guys can match somewhat the points in this sense. So if you guys want to go with another setup, you guys can do this here. If you guys don't have PJ, for example, you guys can definitely go with like Red Metal Cooler or Red Zamasu there as well. Now, when it comes to the replacements, it's really difficult for me to replace CMZ, Piccolo, and Boo Tanks because what I want them to do is blue cards, and the replacements for them, they don't really do that. They don't guarantee blue cards for real. But if you just want another blue, if you guys don't have them, Omega Shenron is really good. If you have him at 7 stars or higher, I definitely recommend. He's really good. I definitely do have this free-to-play cooler event exclusive. He's not bad. He's an A tier spot. And then, like I said, I have Boo Tanks there as my blue. And out of that, I have 2 C tier characters, so I decided to stick with that. In terms of the yellow, it's really difficult to replace LF Piccolo. But I mean, some other good yellow options is definitely this free-to-play perfect form cell. Yep. Then you also have the Zenkai cell. That's actually not bad. Then you have Rage Shenron as the B tier spot. And like I said, in terms of this other C tier character, you guys can rock whoever. I just want to give you guys options there. You guys can definitely use Kid Buu for sure, Ultra Kid Buu. In terms of the red spot, you do have Red 21. You do have Buhan, right? In terms of the blast base side of things, and then also you got PJ and Red Metal Cooler. Then in terms of the purple spot, the purple spot's pretty much the toughest spot. You do have Super Boo here. You guys can go with Red Ribbon Army Piccolo. If you guys have him, try him out too. He's actually really good. I just know a lot of you guys ain't summoned for his banner. Then you also have Light Skin Piccolo and then the LF Piccolo as well. You know, more of a blast base type of region setup there. In terms of the green is probably might be one of the lower colors, right? You have a free to play DKP. I hope you guys have, right? Because it's free to play. You also have this Baby Trunks that's not bad. Provides with the blast attack side for the team. Then here for the B tier spot, you have Fat Boo, of course. And then if you want to go to the C tier spot, you guys can go with either Evil Boo here because he heals at the end of each turn. And then you also have Rage here that gives some pretty good debuffs for the enemy wherever he lands a Blaster Strike, which is pretty good. Like, this is really nice debuffs for the team. Taking more damage, low Q recovery, that's pretty nice. And in terms of the red, yeah, I already talked about the red, and then you know this person you just can't replace. So this is basically the other setup that you could do. Let me know if you guys want me to try this setup here. This setup here where you have a little bit more healing with Fat Boo. I could actually give that a go if you guys want me to. Just let me know. Either that setup or the first setup. I might decide between one of those two. But the downside is you just have a lot more heavy emphasis off Nail really surviving part 2 because you're going to need his points for sure. So you kind of it's a toss-up. It's a toss-up, but it is what it is. So let's hop into the next team. Alright, so for the next team here, we definitely have is going to be Android's Blast Base. Of course, I feel like the Blast Base team is just better than the Strike Base side of Androids. So let's break it down. So for here, I decided to go with my backup, a Z and an S tier character. For the Z tier, I believe that this Android, what is it, Android 15, I believe that he's kind of like the best option out of the characters that I have in the spot here. He's a blast based character. He gives 38 to blast attack when he's on the field, so that's really nice for your blast based team. And I mean, 30% blast damage is not bad. If he dies, he gets debuffs, but I mean, I think that's the best character out of all the Z tiers for androids. Now when it comes to the S tier spot, if you guys don't really have him, or you're not really the biggest fan of him, you guys can always replace him with this red free to play 18, right? She's a free to play character. I hope that you have her. If you guys don't have the Cell EX Junior, you guys can replace the Cell Junior with the 18. They're both in the same tier, so the fact that this is, guys, a little bit difficult to pull, and it's easier to 14 start as 18, you guys could definitely replace the Cell Junior with them as well. You guys also have this blue EX second form Cell. I'm not the biggest fan of him, but people do rock him, so you guys can. And he also have this EX17 here. Now he's melee, he only gives Z abilities for red, but he's a decent option if you guys want as well for an S tier spot. So those are pretty much your options for your backup characters. Now when it comes to the main team, MVP 17 is a character that you just need. He's really like he's really the best blue androids, and like all the other blue blast based androids doesn't really match up to him and what he does for the team. So he's kind of like Super Baby 2. He doesn't give the healing, but as the core, he kind of is needed. Now when it comes to the other characters, it's kind of depends on what you have, right? Like when it comes to the red, I decided to go with Super 17 just because, one, he has a way of dealing with blast cards, right? He absorbs it when you attack him with a blast card. He has a little special action thing, which is pretty nuts. And then every time he lands a blast card, he gives debuffs. Like you guys see here, it's pretty powerful, so I decided to have him as my main red. And then for the purple, you guys have two different options for real. You have GT17, and then you have LF Cell. LF Cell, he gives a little bit more debuffs, but this guy gives a little bit more support for the team. So it kind of depends on, do you want your characters to do a little bit more damage, or do you want the enemies to take more debuffs? And it also comes down to like stars and stuff. Like this guy's an LF, while this guy is a regular Sparkin. So your chances of having a higher stars with the GT17 and the Cell is more likely on that side. But if you guys do have both max stars, then I'll go with the LF Cell. But for now, I kind of want to make it a little bit more easier for everybody else. I decided to go with GT17. Now when it comes to the green, I decided to go with Magenta. Like I said, Magenta also has ways of debuffing the enemy. So you basically have, what, 2 characters here that can debuff. And if you decide to add in this Cell, you have 3 characters that's debuffing the enemy. So with key restore speed and taking more damage, that's a big deal in terms of TOP. Being able to attack first and having them take in more damage is pretty nuts. So you guys can, I decided to go with the Magenta here. You guys have green 21 and gamma 1 as well, but I decided to go with the Magenta. I kind of like him a little bit compared to the other greens. Now when it comes to the yellow, he's not really a core character, but he's a really high valuable character. The fact that he gives HP to Zenkai EX first form Cell, he is a Zenkai character. He gives HP for the team, he gives support for his allies, and he heals his allies. Like, that's insane. That's super valuable for me, and as a character, why I always bring him. Now he has low Q restore speed, but he makes up for what he does for the whole team, dealing more damage, heals the team, he gives HP for the team, and he's a Zenkai character that can, you know, kind of hold his own in a sense. It's not a bad character. Now for my last character, I decided to go with Yellow 18, just another character that gives support, blast attack, Z ability for a free to play character. You don't really see that as well. Like I said, support, and she's healing the team. And I decided to rock with her. Now, I mean, you don't really need her, right? You guys can go with the Zenkai Perfect Cell. You guys have the free-to-play cell as well that gives some type of support depending on how you place him. He can give support, which is really nice. So if maybe you take him out, you might want to put him here, right? Yeah, right here. Maybe give support, and then maybe you could put a character there and do like maybe like a little angle like this, for example. What else can I do in terms of the other replacements? Now, another setup that you can do is if you might want to have Gamma. If you want, maybe you want Gamma what's the name as your main yellow, as your dominant yellow. So you have 2 yellows there. You have 3 C tier characters. Maybe you want to take him out, and maybe you want to add in a character like Red 21 in here. Take Super 17 off. And then you have what, Magenta here. You could do a setup like this as well. Or you could just say, F it, bro, I just want 3 C tier characters, right? I did it before, right? I had 3 C tier characters that still made it to 100 mil. you guys can do all 3 of them like that. It kind of just depends on what your setup is in terms of androids and how you want to go about it here. But I just want to give you guys some options there in terms of the colors. And that's pretty much it there. Let's hop into the next team. Any other colors in terms of the red? I already talked about red, yellow. I talked about purple. Purple is kind of like their worst option for real for androids. Blues, like I said, you're pretty much out of luck. Yellows and greens, yeah, I basically kind of covered them all. So let's hop into the next team. All right, so for the next team here, we have LOE here. And LOE, like, one thing about LOE, like, their main characters, they really don't have, their most essential characters are usually never in the C tier spot, right? Like, for this season, they only have 1 C tier character, and that's Yellow Frieza, and and it's arguably the best character on the team, just because he can get what? He's guaranteed 1 special move card, and depending on how many characters survive in the 4th round, he gets another guaranteed blue card. And the fact that he's the only character that's in the C tier spot is pretty insane, right? So, you know, let's talk about that. But in terms of their S and Z tier characters, the main characters that I like that you guys can give, I mean, I think these are the best options. Is the Final Form Cooler here, the free-to-play Final Form Cooler. He's able to heal, give support for his allies, great blast damage type of character. And then, like I said, Red Metal Cooler. Now, he does Zenkai buff the Red DBS Frieza if you guys are rocking them together. He has a ways of healing for himself, some great survivability. And then, he's an S tier character, so I decided that they're really valuable, though, like the best characters. If you want to add some other characters, I think some characters that I like is like this First Form Frieza. He's not a bad character. He gives support for Frieza Force. So if you have a lot more Friezas than Coolers, then his little ability here is actually pretty powerful here. You also have this character here, First Form Frieza. Now he's more strike based, but he gives support for Frieza Force and PO. Pretty much that's all the characters off LOE. You're gonna have PO. Coolers PO for all his movies, and then you have Frieza Force versus Frieza. So he's not a bad character. He's just that he's strike based. And then if you want to go for a Z tier character, I'm not entirely sure how good this guy is, because it all kind of depends off how many hits he receives. He gets support, so you know it depends. He could be super valuable where he gets hit a lot, or he might not be as valuable because he might not get hit a lot for that turn. This Frieza is also not bad second form, just because he heals every end of the turn by 3%, so he has some type of way of survivability. So if you want to add maybe one of these Z tier characters for extra points, you guys can as well. Now let's talk about the main 6 here. Like I said, this guy is pretty much irreplaceable for the team. Just the fact that he's guaranteed 1 blue card, and there's at times he's guaranteed 2 blue cards. It's pretty nuts, pretty difficult to replace him. Now when it comes to the purple Shield, you're definitely going to need him. HP for the team. He gives support, and then I mean, at a certain point, he does get a blue card, and he stuns the enemy with his blue card. I mean, he's Zenkai buffs this LF Frieza. He's just one of those high value characters, just like the First Form Cell. For androids, he's really pretty much the same thing here. Next, I have Frieza here. I mean, you kind of really want to put him together just because he gets a Zenkai. He gets double Zenkai buff, super tanky, high key restore speed, so he's usually attacking first, and then he gets support for his allies, and then he also gets the can attack thing. So really nice debuffs for his enemies as well. Can't really complain about it. LOE is a team where you pretty much need the core. Like if you don't have the core, it's rocky, but you can make it work, but it's rocky. You have LOE, the Revival Frieza, because he gives support for the team, and he also heals the team as well. And then he is Revival, right? So if he dies with his first life, he revives into his second life, and he's, you know, good to go there. Pretty much difficult for him to be replaced. I mean, you guys can definitely do Metal Cooler. In terms of the blast base side of things, in terms of the red DBS Frieza and this Zenkai Metal Cooler, pretty much the main reds blast base wise for the team. All the other ones are like strike base in a sense. So yeah, in terms of the green, you do have Zenkai Metal Cooler as well. He's one of the oldest characters in the game. If you guys don't have him, you guys, like I said, you guys have the Pod Frieza. You guys have this strike base Frieza here. He's actually not bad. He's actually pretty solid. It is that he's strike base. This Frieza's not bad as well, but his value is pretty much valued when he's at the S and C tier spot. Golden Frieza is really good. The TOP one, really powerful. Now, in terms of the replacements, you guys want to do double yellows, I would recommend having this LF full power Frieza. Does he actually Zenkai buff? No, he Zenkai buffs yellow PO. Ooh, so instead of him, I'll probably go with him because he Zenkai buffs the Angel Golden Frieza because he does yellow LOE instead of yellow PO. Because this Frieza from TOP, so he's not going to have the PO tag on himself. In terms of the greens, I already kind of referenced the greens. The purples is really difficult to replace. Chilled and Frieza pretty much got it there. It's really difficult for you to replace both of them on that setup. In terms of the blues, Metal Cooler. And then you do have the Zenkai Cooler as well, but he's strike base. And then the reds, you guys could go with Cooler here, but strike base. Go Frieza for purple, Angel Golden, Golden Ultra Frieza, strike base. I'm trying to build a blast base side of LOE. So that's why I said it's pretty difficult for the replacements because their replacements are strike base. So let's hop into the next team. Alright, so for the next team here, I do have blast base Majin Buu Saga. And let's get straight into it, man. So when it comes to the Z's and S, it's actually pretty difficult now. I had a pretty difficult deciding like who's like the best S and Z tiers for your backup. And I decided I like maybe 4 characters, and I was breaking down. So I have the green Gotenks here, just because he has some ways of getting damage inflicted buffs and reduction of damage. So at least for the first 3 turns, he's pretty solid. After that, you do have this Gotenks. He basically does the same thing where he has blast damage and for like 3 turns and stuff. It's just that he's just an older character, so I don't know how well his stats will do, right? And you know, but I definitely wanted to add him in the mix. You also have Great Saiyaman as well, but I'm not the biggest fan of him because you need to be paired up with the Legends Road. So I was like kind of iffy on him for the S spots, and then for the Z tier spots, the only reason why I added the Burrow is because he gives some type of way of reduction of damage, so he's able to tank, you know, a little bit more, some blows a little bit. But then he gives support for his allies at the end of each turn, and every time he attacks, he gives support. So at least your allies are going to do extra damage when he, at the end of each turn, and every time he attacks, he gives support. So a way for them to enhance their damage, I decided that he's probably one of the more valuable ones. Now, in terms of that, any other characters? Maybe this old Super Buu. Maybe he has great debuffs. He has pretty decent debuffs here. But other than that, it's kind of rocky for him, right? But let's get into the main 6 here. Main 6 here, I got 3 C tier characters. There's so many ways that you guys can change this team setup. You don't need all these characters here, but you definitely want to have Ultimate Gohan. Ultimate Gohan, he's just really powerful for what he does for this team, especially the blast base side of things. Now you could change it up, change your whole team setup, and maybe have your damage dealers off other colors and stuff. Maybe you do a mix of blast and strike base of Majin Buu Saga. It just depends on your team. Now, see, for a blast base, I decided since I have Ultimate Gohan, I'm putting him in the middle. Then I have red Gotenks here at 13 stars. Trying to get more copies of them, but my luck turned against me. Then after that, I have the Buu Hercule. Gives support for key recovery, damage inflicted, and healing. Pretty valuable for me. Pui Pui's in here, HP, support buffs for the team. Free to play character, you definitely want to have him as one of your main colors. Then yellow 18, support, healing, and she's free to play. Like, she's easy to get. Now I have Bootanks here. He doesn't give Z abilities for Majin Buu Saga, but the fact that he gets the guaranteed blue card is going to help. He has high key recovery, so dealing with reds, he's able to snipe them really nice. Now, if you don't have like characters like Gotenks or Buu, it's not the end all of the team. Excuse me, sorry about that. What you can do is take him out and maybe put Shin here. Maybe take him out. So right, you have what? You have 3 C tier characters around. Now here, maybe you want to have a stronger yellow. Maybe you guys do have Majin Vegeta. Maybe you guys do have Fusion Vegito as your blue. Maybe you guys want to rock Kid Buu as your yellow. It kind of depends on what your team setup is and everything. But you guys don't need to have the Buu Hercule. If you guys have like Majin Vegeta, if you want to add in as one of your main characters, your main C tiers, you guys definitely gonna add him for him. I don't have him, so I can't really say how good he is, right? Maybe you guys want to have Evil Boo as one of your C tier characters, right? You maybe want to do this. Maybe you guys want double greens. Me personally, I probably wouldn't do that, but if you guys want to have double greens, the fact that he heals at the end of each turn is really powerful. Then in terms of the blue side here, it depends on, like I said, it depends on how you play your blue. Maybe for your blue you want to have Boo, the Boo duos. Maybe you guys have Fusion Vegito. Maybe you guys want to try Kid Boo. Just trying to give you guys options here. You guys could even rock Tien, right, as your main blue. I just think that Boo Tank, since he does the guaranteed blue card attack, kind of value him a little bit more, and he's in the B tier spot. I kind of like him, but I kind of give him a little bit of the edge. In terms of the red, you guys either have Gotenks, Shin, and then Buhan here, just because he's blast based. He's not a bad character as well. He's a character that does high damage. You guys see here. Can't go wrong with him either. His Z ability is not really the best there, but I mean, he doesn't give no buffs for the team either, so you guys can live with that. In terms of the green, you guys can always go with Fat Boo here. Fat Boo doesn't need to be paired up with like regen specific or Majin Buu specific. As long as there's people next to him, he's healing them. So if you guys maybe want a character that does extra healing for the team, maybe you guys want to add him on the team just for extra healing. In terms of what I talked about, I ain't really talking much about the yellows. The yellows is pretty difficult here because I don't really know too much about how well the yellows, besides 18, Boo, Hercule, and Majin Vegeta and Kid Boo, the Ultra Kid Boo, really performs. Yeah, because here, yeah, I'm not really the biggest for that. They're kind of, you want to be on hybrids and sands. In terms of the purple, you do have Super Boo, you do have Ultimate Gohan, and you do also have this Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Now, me personally, I just don't know if he's worth the C tier spot as a free-to-play character, right? Like, if I'm going with a C tier spot, I'd rather go with a super OP character. He does some great stuff for the team, but I just don't know if he's warranted. Like, what he does as a free-to-play character is worth the C tier spot for me, right? So that's why I decided to go with the Gohan here. Now, like I said, it kind of depends on what you want to go with your team and who you have, right? So that's pretty much it there. I think for myself, right, since I have Gotenks, I'm putting him in there, and then I decided to put Boo here just for the double support that him and 18 gives for the team, and then you also have this guy that gives Pui that gives support, and then your main damage dealers are the people that's in the middle row. Yep, so that's pretty much it there. Let's hop to the next team. All right, so for the next team, we have Unirep's Blast Base. And let's get straight into the backups, right? For the backups, you have a few characters that you guys can use. Now, I want to cater this more to the blast base side, but some of the characters that's in the S tier, that strike base, you guys can do as well. But I want to prioritize the blast base side over the strike base side because that's going to be the next team anyways. But in terms of the Z tier spot, I really feel like the best character here is probably Rosie as a Z tier spot if you want to give her a go. Not a bad character. I mean, as long as she's paired up with Rival Universe and Girls Allied, depending on how you set your team up here, we do have 4 Rival Universe characters: Kale, Jiren, Bergamo, and Kaba. So she'll be able to get this extra little buff here, right here, with the debuffs and stuff, which is pretty nice. So I mean, it's pretty solid for a Z tier character. If you guys don't have our high stars, you guys do have these other options with the yellow EX Topo here. You guys also have yellow Dispo here. If you guys don't have them, green Kaba. Then you guys also have this EX Vados here. You guys also have blue Kale. You guys also have Bergamo. You guys also have Champa. And you also guys have is free to play Super Saiyan 2 Kefla. I mean, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 8 characters that you guys can choose from the S tier spot, and then 1 character from the Z tier spot. So I feel like you have a lot of characters to choose from depending on what you need on your team and your star counts and everything for the EX characters. If they're at low stars, you guys could probably go with the safest bet and go with the free to play Kale here, and then hopefully one of these EX characters you guys have are at high stars. If not, you guys might need to rock a character like Dispo, for example, because he's ranged. Yeah, that's pretty much it. A yellow yellow Champa. You guys could use him as well as characters if you guys don't have any of these EX characters at 7 stars or higher. Anyway, let's get with the main team, the C tier character. 17, basically the same thing like with the androids. Pretty much your main dominant blue blast based character for Unireps for the blast based side of things. Yellow Frieza here has a guaranteed blue card. Depending on how many characters that's left in the 4th round, he gets another guaranteed blue card. Pretty difficult to replace. And he's also C tier now compared to how he was last year. Well, last season where he was B tier. For my purple, I went with Jiren here. You guys can definitely go with UI sign. Doesn't really matter to me. But I kind of want to focus more off the Unireps team in terms of the rival universe, because a character like Kaba gives extra little support for rival universe characters, and Kale and everything like that, rival universe and stuff. So I kind of want to focus more off that. So that's why I decided to go with Jiren. In terms of the red spot, since Frieza's here as a C tier character and I already have 3 C tiers, I didn't want to add another one, right? So I decided to go and play it safe for Bergamo. A character that gives HP for the team. He's a Zenkai character. He ramps up over time and he heals himself. Pretty much that same high value character like Bergamo. I mean, not Bergamo, but like Chilled and Android. The first form cell for androids is super valuable. Pretty difficult to duplicate what he does all in one card. Now for my green, I decided to go with Kaba. Kaba's not bad, right? He's an S tier character. He gives support for the team depending if they're rival universe or Vegeta clan. He heals himself by 10%, which is why I decided to go with him. If you want a better offensive character, you guys can go with Angel Gold or Frieza. But since we already have 3 C tier characters, I needed an S tier character that's here, and then you guys can add in these other characters to get the extra points, and depends on who you use and everything. I showed you guys 9 options from the Z's and the S tier characters for Unireps. So this is the main characters that I kind of want to rock. Kind of need 17 and Frieza for real. Bergamo you can replace with UI. You guys can. If you guys want MUI on the team with 4 C tiers, you guys can. Just know that if you guys do that, one of your backup characters has to be a Z tier, just so you guys can make sure you guys get that points for the TOP and get that 1.5k CCs. In terms of the green, I already kind of talked about the green. You definitely need Kale. Kale is irreplaceable because she gives support and healing for the team. You need survivability, and she kind of provides that. She's not like Super Baby 2, since she's kind of frail in a sense, because she's an EX character and EX support character. You just got to make sure you guys have some strong purples, right? That's why I decided to go for LF Jiren or LF UI, because you need a strong purple to help her out. So in terms of the red, green, yellow, it's pretty difficult to replace the yellow. If you guys do maybe want to add yellow Zenkai Kaioken Goku, he kind of basically does the same thing as the Frieza. If you guys don't have a high star Frieza or don't have Frieza, you guys could probably mix in maybe some strike based characters in here, maybe do a little mix. Maybe you guys have Go Frieza. Maybe you guys want to do something like this. You guys can definitely do that. It's just I want to focus more on a full blast based team. So other than that, let's hop into the next team, which is the strike based side. Alright, so for the next team we have is going to be Unirep strike based side. When it comes to this team, we definitely really want to try to get a Z tier character, just because Kiawe is a B tier character compared to Kaba being a S tier character. So we definitely need to back up the points off the backup characters here. So I decided to really go with Kakunsa, the green EX one, because I feel like what she does here is a little bit better than the purple one. You guys could definitely rock the purple one. Not really the biggest issue, but if I have them both at high stars, I might go with the Kakunsa more. But a lot of you guys might have her, the old one, higher stars, so you guys can definitely do that. When it comes to the S tier spot, I already kind of talked about all the good S tier characters, especially for the strike based side. It's a little bit lower than the blast based. Really, the other options you have is pretty much Bergamo and then Champa. They're pretty much the only strike based side, and everyone else is blast based in a sense. Like Topo, he can be a strike based character. He kind of has mixed stats, but then you got like Dispo and Kale and EX Kale, EX Dispo, and then EX Vados here. That's all blast based. So you guys could definitely rock them as well. Depends on how your storage is and how your box is looking like. You guys could definitely do that. Or you guys could maybe even do this Sparking Qualifla. I mean, decent strike damage here. I mean, she's a Zenkai character, so she has pretty high stats. So if you guys want to add her, you guys can as well, for one of the backup characters for your team. In terms of this, the main 6 here, We're keeping pretty much 17 and Kale. What they do for the team, it's pretty difficult for me to replace. I know that 17 is blast based, but I don't know. I just feel like he's one of the core that you want on your team, regardless, even if he's blast based or strike based. And in terms of the other characters for like my other C tiers, I decided to go with Kaioken Goku because he, guaranteed blue card transforms and everything. You kind of want that. And then you also have Go Frieza here, just a character that's pretty high damage and everything like that. I didn't want to add in like a character like Hit or MUI because I wanted to put Bergamo as my main B tier. If you guys want to add MUI or Ultra Hit, you guys definitely can. I just don't want to have 4 C tier characters, so that's why I decided to stick with Bergamo. But since you guys are on the strike base side, if you guys don't have Bergamo, Castro is not a bad character. Support the team. I believe he heals, right? At the end of the... Yeah. At the start of the second turn, he heals. So he has some great survivability in a sense and support. And also, Kiawa is actually pretty good as well. I believe she gives support for her allies by strike damage since she's on a strike-based team. And she heals her allies by 1%, so that's pretty nice with debuffs for the enemy. And she charges her own gauge. So she does some pretty good, solid things for the team. I decided to rock with this, and I believe that the reason why I wanted to add these few other Rival Universe characters, because if you guys are rocking Kakunsa, depending on how many Rival Universe or Girls characters, she gets the extra little buffs there. So as long as we have Kale and Kiawa and Bergamo there, she should be able to get the extra little damage and stuff and stats and abilities from her unique abilities. In terms of what colors I'll kind of replace, it's pretty difficult, especially for the strike base side. There's more blast base than strike base for the team. You do have Kefla as another green option. That Zenkai Kefla. She heals herself by 10%, or is it 5? 10% at the end of the second turn. So great survivability there. But I just think Kiawa is just a little bit better. She's better, more versatile in what she does with her stats and her Z ability. For the team, like I said, Bergamo, Casserole, Hit, MUI. Go Frieza. It's really difficult to find like a really dominant strike-based purple character because I don't have. Let me see. Yeah, so that's why I decided to go with Go Frieza because she's really like your main dominant purple strike-based character. Uniref's really been focused on being a strike-based team, so that's why I kind of have Go Frieza there. And that's pretty much it there. Let's hop into the next team. Yellow Kaioken Goku, you guys could probably add is Frieza for real. The Angel Gold Frieza. That's really like the only character I could see you replace with Kaioken Goku. But yeah, anyways, hop to the next team. Alright, so for the next team here, I have GT. And let's get straight to it. Now, granted, I don't have Ultra Gogeta 4. So if you guys do want to add in Ultra Gogeta 4, you guys definitely can. If you guys are going to add Ultra Gogeta 4, here's what I would do. I will replace Zenkai Goku 4 here, and then you might have to go and grab a Z tier character just to get the points wise. If you guys do have the new EX GT Trunks, not this old Trunks, but that new EX GT Trunks, I know he's blast based, but if you guys do have him, definitely rock him. If not, who would I use out of these 5? Oh, brother. You might have to do Red Rildo here. I mean, he has some ways of survivability. It's just that if you guys are gonna rock 4 Z tier, C tier characters, you're definitely gonna need a Z tier character on your team for the extra points. Now, if you guys do want to take out Bolo Vegeta, you guys can. But me personally, I just feel like the healing that both Super Baby 2 and them provide is really necessary. Maybe you guys may take out the tag 4s and maybe just add in a blast-based character like Super Saiyan 4 Power Goku. It's just that it kind of hurts the strike-based side, strike-based team in a sense, or maybe even rock Baby Trunks as maybe your green blast-based if you want to add UG4 on the team and still don't have to dive into the Z tier spot. And you guys can rock these 2 C tier characters. You guys can take tag 4s out, put UG4, and then maybe add like green Baby Trunks or even the Super Saiyan 4 Goku there. This guys could do that just for points wise, just to be a little bit smarter. In terms of the red, I decided to go with Omega. I think Omega is probably what like I like Omega a little bit more than this Goku here. I know this Goku's an A tier spot, but I just think Omega has a better kit, so I decided to lose a little bit of some A tier points to settle with a B tier character like Omega. In terms of the yellow, it's kind of the same thing. Like, if you do have this character, I mean, she gives support for the team, which is really nice, depending on her range and everything. And I believe if she gets hit, she gives support as well. Yeah, I think when she gets hit, she gives support. And she heals and with the gauge, so I mean, not bad. Like, even if she does get hit, she has some ways of dealing with it. But her attack, this is just the stuff that she does when she's attacking is nice. Like, extra ways of getting key recovery and special move gauge is nice. Can't go wrong with that high charge rate as well. So she's not gonna guarantee herself a blue card rematch, but she's gonna be maybe every three or so matches she gets one, right? So I decided to rock with her. Now, you guys do have Super 17 as well that you guys can rock. You guys do have Oob here. Oob heals himself and he gives support for the team. It is that he's more on the range side of things. So I'd rather just take the B tier points with the Pangiro Trunks card here. In terms of, yeah, that's pretty much all the colors here. This is more strike based side, so you guys could mix it in and maybe take out Goku 4 out and put purple 17, or if maybe you guys want another blue, you guys can take out either like Omega and put in like blue Shenron, right? But I'm trying to focus more on it being a strike based side of things. I don't know if this guy warrants being another C tier character that I'll add in here. He's not bad, but I just don't think he's C tier worthy, especially with like Super Baby 2, Bull Vegeta, Tag 4s, or like UG4 does for the team. Anything else I can think of? Like I said, I'm trying to focus more on purple, more strike based. I'll touch on the blast based side better next slide here, or next team here. Yeah, that's pretty much it, bro. Like GT, I mean GT, like this year they really been focused more on the blast based side of the team than strike based. Besides UG4, I think UG4 and Pan are the only strike based characters that they released this year. Yeah, pretty much, right? Yeah, right. I think so, right? Yeah. Super Baby 2 as well. But other than that, everyone's been. I mean, then you also have Bull Vegeta. I think they're more strike, but they're support, right? You know, do a little bit more strike side, so whatever. But yeah, this is strike based side GT. Let's hop into the blast based side. Alright, so for the next team we have is GT Blast based side, and let's get straight to it. So with the C tier characters, Super Baby 2, Bull Vegeta, support, healing for the team is essential. So I will definitely use my two C tier characters on them too, because they both basically do the same thing, survivability for the team. Now when it comes to the backup characters, Oob is pretty much just the best character off the S tier spot by far. There's no one that's pretty much hanging with him for real. And I decided to go with Ice here just because blast base. I mean, he's pretty much the best character here in terms of like just straight stats and kit wise, in my opinion, besides the Oob here. So I decided to give him this. And if he does get attacked by a strike, he does have some type of stun thing. Not bad, decent damage as well. He's also going to get Zenkai buff by Super Baby 2 when he is brought to the field, because he is a blue GT character. If I was to add another character that you guys could add, like in the Z tier spot, if you guys do have the GT Trunks, definitely use him over Ice for sure, but I don't have him, so I gotta think about the other options here. This Shin is okay just because he gives support for his GT allies for 2 turns. It's not bad, but I wish it was for the full turn, like how characters like Pui Pui, or even the what's the name, the first form EXL, for example, they do it throughout the whole turn in a sense, so that's just a little bit more valuable in my opinion. You also have this blue Baby Vegeta. I seen one person on my comments been saying that he's been using him on the Regen team and he's decent. He's not bad. He's not a bad character. I don't know if he's saying that he'll use him every time he's on the Z tier spot or if he's on the S tier spot. I'm not entirely sure, but he says that he does pretty solid, so I wanted to reference him. I've used this Baby Vegeta before. He gives support for the team. He heals at the end of each turn. It's just that he's a very squishy character. I don't believe he has any ways of reducing damage, so that's why he just takes so much damage in return. So He's a character that gives support and heals, but he doesn't have no reduction in damage, so he's going to take a lot of damage. Now, in terms of the main other characters here, for my other C tier character, I decided to go with Super 17. I like the debuff that he does every time he lands a blast card on the enemies. I really do like that a lot for the enemies in range. That's 2/3 of the board right there as well. So chances are you're probably going to get at least half the characters in here, because there's 6 characters on the main field. He's minimum getting half the characters. At best, he gets all 6, but minimum every match he's going to get 3 of them at least. So that's pretty insane. It's pretty insane that he's basically doing half of the team with debuffs every time he lands a blast card. It's pretty nuts. So I decided to add him there. In terms of the other blue, I went with Shenron just because I have him at A tier, right? Decided to rock him blast base side. You know, you can't go wrong with that. And I also have green baby Trunks as well. Also 14 star him. He's a regen character, so the fact that I have him, I'm going to use him. And in terms of the B tier spot, I decided to go with Rage, another regen character, 14 star. I have him. I'm going to use him. He gives support for the team, and regardless if he gets hit with a blast or a strike from the enemy, he gives some type of debuffs or ways of you cannot attack. If he gets hit with a strike, you can't move for that turn, and if every time he gets hit with a blast card, he heals and get extra little upgrades to himself every time he gets hit with a blast card. Pretty nuts. So any other colors in terms of like replacements wise, what you guys could do is maybe add in like a stronger purple. Maybe you guys take Omega out and probably put in purple 17, someone that does a little bit more support for the team with Super Baby 2 and Super 17. You guys can do that. In terms of the red, if you guys, let me see, because I was thinking about doing this. If you guys don't care about Super 17 or you guys don't have him, what you guys can do is take him out, put Omega Shenron here, and then take him out, and then go to the A tier spot and put in red Super Saiyan Kid Goku, or you guys can go to the B tier spot for the new Omega that got the new Shin that got dropped on PvP. Me personally, I like the Goku a little bit more in terms of what he does compared to the Shin. I like him a little bit more, so I'd rather go with the A tier spot and use him over the new Shin that got dropped. So you guys could do a setup like this as well, and I think this is pretty fine as well. You got 3 C tier characters, you got double healers, decent offensive options. You got someone that does 2 support characters. You guys actually got 3 support characters in terms of damage, and then someone that does decent damage here as a red. So yeah, that's pretty much it there in terms of like the options of the blast base GT side that I kind of value. You guys can also rock the full power Goku here as well as a green. If you guys want to rock Super 17 and maybe don't have Baby Trunks at the high stars, you guys can rock him as your main green for the team. Anyway, let's hop into the next team. Alright, so for the next team, we do have strike based movies. This is kind of more catered to like a the Bowser cooler type of setup here, just because I feel like out of like the S tier characters and the Z tier characters, those are really characters that kind of caught my eye for real, and I feel like this is the best ones that I've seen from the S tier spot. For strike base side was this yellow Broly here, just because, I mean, depending on how many allies he has up, he does 40 damage. For the most part, you're going to have 6, so he's not going to be able to get to his full potential, unfortunately, but the fact that he has damage inflicted buffs and minus damage through damage received is nice. In terms of some other strike based characters, I decided to add Bowser, because if he's paired up with a cooler, he gets the extra little stuff here, which is major. It's actually super insane that he gets all that stuff. So I definitely wanted to add in a cooler on the team if you're going to rock Thousand. I think Thousand is one of the better characters in the S tier spots and in the Z tier spots. Couldn't really find anybody in the Z tier spot that kind of caught my eye for real. Maybe this cooler, but it all depends on how much he gets hit. He gives support buffs for his LOE and sagas from the movie's characters, allies. Now, in terms of the S tier spot here, in terms of the strike base, you guys can gotta go with this blue Vegeta. He doesn't. I don't think he supports movies, right? He does Vegeta Clan. You have this Trunks here that transforms, but I believe he gives support buffs to hybrids, Super Saiyans, and Vegeta Clan. So like, he's not really offering any of these characters besides what the Trunks and the Beast Gohan. And if that's so, if you're going to do that, then you might as well change the setup, which I could give you guys another option there if you guys just wait a little bit here. But yeah, but for this option, it's kind of like the 1000 cooler thing, where you have cooler, 1000 gets extra little buffs there, and then you have Tapion, that's going to Zenkai buff the cooler. Then you have Go Tanks, just because the debuffs and the support that he gives for everyone around him. I have Purple Piccolo here. Reason why is because he has some type of way of healing for the team and support buffs. Now, granted, he is a free-to-play character, but he's not in the little full power battle mode where you're able to get his Z power. But if you guys do have him, I add him in there. And then Blue Beast is a character that does a lot of damage. Now, if you want to do a little bit more of like a, and it's just like a hybrids movies team, you guys definitely can. You guys can take Bowser out, probably put in purple Trunks here. Go to the C tier spot, take him out, add Pan. Right, that's what I was thinking about doing. Red Pan. And then, no. B, there's one more character that I was thinking about putting in. Who am I missing? Green Trunks is there. No, bro. I just brain farted. Hold on. There was a character that I'm looking. Oh, Red Trunks. Red Great Sandman. Yeah, you got Red Great Sandman. So kind of more of like a hybrid setup here. But if you're able to, if you pop dropping this Trunks here, he gets extra buffs for like hybrids and stuff that's paired up with him. You guys could do a setup like this. Double support from Pan and Piccolo here. If you guys don't have Piccolo, see, I don't want you guys to put light skin Piccolo in here, but you guys, maybe you guys just want to add in like a high tier, C tier blast based character. So like just Goku, for example, if you have him at high stars. You guys can always go with Gogeta Blue or go to Frieza. And you guys also have the Blue Boys as well for strike base. But now if you do that, then what I'll do, I'll probably take Pan out. Say for example, you guys want to put Golden Frieza here. Maybe put this here. You guys have 3 C tier characters. And then in terms of the last character, what color you guys are going to need? Hey, I mean, it's really what's the best available option, right? Here, then you'll probably do something like this. Hold on. Paired with LOE. He's only LOE. Is he only LOE? That sucks. That sucks. Yeah, only LOE. Okay. Blue, red. You might need, what, a better red. So then maybe you guys can go to the B tier. Probably put in Tapion here because he gets this extra little support when he's paired up with a Trunks. Then you guys can go to the S tier spot. Majority of your characters are hybrids characters, so you guys could probably still stick with the Trunks here and do this. Or you guys, since he is blast based, you guys could put red cooler in there, or even the green cooler, but I'm trying to focus more strike based side, so you guys can add him there. Pretty tough, bro. Or even this green Goku here. I feel like he's decent, but I don't really like him that much, so I'd rather just go with the Trunks. Yeah, that's pretty much it with the strike-based variants here. It is tough. Let me build one more team here. Hold on. Let's do one with Bowser. Put cooler here. It's gonna be more like a LOE. It's gonna be more LOE variant though. But yeah, let's try it. Hold on. Something like this. Blue cooler, red cooler. Alright. So you're kind of really focusing on the coolers here, and then you have your 3 C tier characters. Let me cook up something. Let's go A. Have someone that can Zenkai buff. What's the name here? Yeah, and I'll keep it like this. Another variant. Maybe you guys might want a better blue. But I'll probably like a variant like this, for example. This is something that just came up on the fly. But if you guys want to have like Golden Frieza and Cooler together, you guys can definitely do something like this as well. So, yeah, anyway, let's hop into the next team. Alright, so for the next team we have is going to be blast-based movies, and let's get straight to it. So this is not supposed to be there. So pretty much for my backup, I decided to go with the LOE backups that I did earlier in this video, just because they're just like the best blast-based characters out of the S tier spots here for movies. like literally like none of these other characters like are touching them at all. In terms of the Z tier spots, I don't have the Blue Movies Goku, and I believe that Bardock as well. I don't have Bardock as well. I think he's part of the movies. That purple EX Bardock, I don't have him. So I feel like they're like the best S tier blast based characters for the team. Excuse me. All right. So anyways, let's go with the main 6 here. Multiple options that you guys can do. In terms of my C tier characters, I have 2 C tier characters, and I can go down and grab me one more other C tier character. But this is like this one variant, for example. So I added Pan for the red HP. I said red HP for the movie Saga HP, and then she gets debuffs and support. What she does for the team is pretty nuts here. Now, granted, she does want to be paired up with a lot of Piccolos and Gohans, right? So it's not like her best. It's not her best setup, but this is just one variant of the blast based side. Kind of want to focus more on the strike side because a lot of the Gohans are strike based in a sense. So you got purple Piccolo and her both are giving support. You guys see here up here, and then Piccolo gives it down there. You guys can definitely take out Piccolo and put in like another C tier character. Maybe don't even have to be strike based, blast based in the sense like light skin Piccolo or the Path to Power Goku. Maybe you guys just add in a character like Ultra Golden Frieza or UGB in there, just because there's a dominant purple. You guys can definitely do that, and I won't be mad at all. You guys can mix and match. I'm just trying to focus on more of the blast based side. Yeah, you got 2 HP buffers, but you also have Master Roshi. Now, Master Roshi, you have him at decent stars. He gives support for the team, and every time he lands a card, he ramps up and he charges his unique gauge, or not his unique gauge, his special move gauge. So, more ways of landing that blue card and everything like that. You guys can't go wrong. And he has an ultimate card, pretty nice, and he gives damage inflicted buffs for his range at the end of each turn. And I believe he charges his own gauge, support buffs for his allies, and I think he heals his allies at the end of each turn. So that's pretty nice there. In terms of like a dominant yellow, I decided to go with the Gamos just because it just needs someone that's a heavy attacker. So I decided to go with them. In terms of the green, I went with Magenta because Magenta gives pretty good debuffs. If you guys want to go with someone that's in the A tier spot instead of Magenta, you guys can go with the Cooler here. Can't go wrong with that either. I really do like them too, but Magenta, I like the little debuffs. But this guy has like ways of debuffing too with the can attack stuff with his special action. Can't go wrong with that either. So just to each their own. And he's also a character as Zenkai, and he's an older character compared to Magenta. So to each their own, right? To each their own. He does give blast attack Z ability for the team while he gets double defense, so he might have the edge on that as well. In terms of the blue, I went with Blue Broly. There isn't really that much blue blast base regular sparking characters for movies. They're all kind of strike based. All the blast based ones are like free to play characters. You have like the Metal Cooler, you have this Gohan. If you're facing a lot of PL characters, he kind of thrives off that. But other than that, bro, everybody else is pretty much strike. So if you guys maybe want to go and use your extra C tier on a character like Beast Gohan, can I blame you? Absolutely not. I can't blame you. In terms of the purple, what you guys can do, purple is actually pretty rough as well. Hold on, let me see something. Hold on. Okay, you have yellow here. What you guys can do. This guy really focused more off Sun Fam. But what you guys can do is replace him. Hold on. Is there a yellow hybrid? Is there a yellow Gohan? What would you guys can do? Like I said, you guys can mix and match here. Add in Goku here because he gives extra buffs to Goku and what's the name? I know that they transform it to Gogeta, but he does. That is a Goku character at first. I'm not the biggest fan of this free to play character. He's okay. It's not bad. You guys could rock them together, but I'd rather just go and use that C tier character there. Now you have what, 3 C tier characters, so that's pretty fine. Might do a little mix and match in there with the strike base side with Beast and using Gogeta. But if you kind of want to make it work, you guys can definitely make it work. Then I'll probably go here, maybe put Green Cooler in there on that setup. Ooh, or you guys can do Blue Gohan here. But like I said, this is more of a mix match setup here. Anything else I would change? No, not really. I wouldn't changed much here. Double HP though. It's not a bad thing, but yeah, just giving y'all some options here. Let me see what else you guys can do. Yeah, actually, I'm gonna just keep this for now. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this for now because I got other options and teams to do. I got 2 more teams, and I'm pretty much done with this video. So let's hop into the next team. All right, so for the next team, we got Blast Space Hybrids. Let's get straight into it, bro. Since we're rocking with this original setup that I planned and I created, since we're rocking 4 C tier characters, we definitely gonna need a Z tier character as one of our backup characters. If you guys do have the blue Super Saiyan Gohan, you guys could definitely use that. I know that the green GT new Trunks, I think he gives only support for GT, but he is also another Hybrids character. He's also another character that's going to be on that Z tier spot, so definitely rock him if you guys have him as well. But if you guys don't have them, I decided to go with this Gohan here. He's not bad, right? I mean, decent damage, decent reduction of damage. You can't go wrong with that. So I feel like out of all the Z tier characters besides that new GT Trunks, he's not new, but the newer GT Trunks, and then that Super Saiyan Gohan. Now I know that he is strike based, but still a Z tier character that I will prioritize if you guys have him. I would say he's third. Now in terms of the S tier characters, I decided to go, since it's Blast Space, I went with a Transformer Gohan. He's a Zenkai character that has high stats. I just feel like he's just the best Blast Space character in here out of the S tier spots. Yep. You guys could go with this guy, but he's strike based, but he does get double Z abilities for offense, so that's not bad as well. Just the green Shredder Trunks. But let's go with the C tier. If you guys have Ultra Gohan, definitely replace Kid Gohan for sure. If you guys have Ultra Gohan, if you guys pulled him, definitely rock him over over Zenkai Kid Gohan. But I don't have him, so he's kind of like my replacement. But if you guys have Ultra Gohan, I highly recommend using him over the Gohan. I mean, this Kid Gohan for sure. Other characters, bro, Beast Gohan, I have Ultimate Gohan. Ultimate Gohan, like he's kind of like this. If you have the Blast Space Hybrids team, you definitely want to rock him for sure. So to go with Pan. Pan gets a lot of extra buffs for Gohan, right? Gohan and Piccolo and stuff. And then you also have this Goten here that gives extra love to Goku and Gohan, especially health-wise here. Pair him up with a bunch of Gohans, right? And then you also have the EX tag Gohan and Trunks here. I believe they're actually S tier, so I know that they cater more to the strike-based side, right? A little bit more strike, but it can be ran on the blast side. So I'm just like, why not add him in there? Really valuable S tier character. That's a tag unit. So I decided to use him in here just because I have him. If you guys don't have him, then you guys can probably pick up another S. You guys don't really need another S tier character. I mean, well, actually, yeah, because you guys have, what, 4 C tier characters. If you guys don't have them, then I'll recommend the Purple Trunks here. Just because as a kit alone, he's pretty good. Then after that, you guys could do this Trunks here because he gets support for hybrid characters. But I'll probably put him after that and then him. In terms of the C tier characters like Blue Beast, you guys don't really need Blue Beast, but since I have them at high stars, I'm using them. You guys can definitely go with this Gohan here. Now this Gohan is all based off like facing up against PO characters. He gets all this extra stuff here. So if you are facing a lot of POs in your path, then he might be a really good character to use, and you get to save an extra C tier character slot in terms of points wise, and rock this Gohan here. More on the Blast Space side of things. Anything else here? This would be more of a niche Blast Space team. Recently, they just got better with Blast Space hybrids in a sense. I'd rather put Pan over Red, Beast, and Gotenks just because HP, and then just the love for the Gohan. It's kind of more of like a Gohan-centric team. So, yeah, that's pretty much it with this setup here. It's really difficult for me to replace Ultimate Gohan with anybody. Blue Beast, like I said, I already kind of showed you guys. Green Gohan, I mean the tag Gohan. And then like I said, with Pan, you guys could just go with Red. You guys could go with Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. You guys could go with this Nerd Han because he gives great support for the team. And he heals himself, which is really nice. Or Red Beast. But I decided to go with red. Pan HP support for Gohans and stuff is pretty nuts. So let's hop into the last team. Let's wrap the video up. Alright, so for the last team here, we definitely have is going to be strike-based hybrids. In terms of the S tier spots, I couldn't really find anyone in the Z tier spots. Like I said, you guys do have that Super Saiyan adult Gohan from the red transforming LF Broly and Videl banner. Definitely rock him because he's going to be a Z tier character that's in for hybrids. If you guys have the GT Trunks too, you guys can definitely use him. Even though he's blast based, it's just the fact that he's in that Z tier spot as such a with a valuable kit like that, you guys can't toss that up. But if not, you guys could rock this Gohan too, just for the Z tier buffs. But like I said, I'm trying to focus more on the strike based side. So you have the green shredded Trunks, and you guys have the tag Gohan Trunks from the future. Any color, any other units that I would recommend would be the transforming Trunks here. And then, I mean, you guys could add him. He's a really good just character as a in general. So if you guys want to add him, you guys can. And then I'll say the green Zenkai Super Trunks last. Maybe this guy as well, but I feel like he's more focused off future than hybrids. So, in terms of the main 6 here, I decided to go with Pan. We have 4 C tier characters. I decided to go with Gotenks, Beast, Red Beast, and Pan. What you guys could do though, you guys could definitely go take out what's the name here. Maybe put in either the Pan Trunks Giru or even put in yellow Goten here because he gets the guaranteed blue card once he transforms. Really valuable here. And I believe he gets support for Gohan, so what you guys could do, excuse me here, I don't know if you guys heard that. What you guys could do here is take him out, do something like this. But I think Pan might have better support, right? Let me see. 15 damage inflicted, Alice range. So I think you probably want to do something like this. You guys can do that. If you guys don't want the extra 4 C tier characters, you guys can add in yellow Goten here, double offensive Z ability. Then you have your main damage dealers such as Beast and Red Beast. And I have him there because Gohan and Krillin, because I have him at 9 stars. If you guys don't have him, you guys don't need this. You guys don't need Gohan Krillin. You guys can take him out and add in maybe another character. You guys could probably just go down here and just add in the purple Goten. You guys could just do that. Now I know he's blast based, but the fact that he gets the support for the Gohans is really valuable. So you guys could definitely do that, and I wouldn't really blame you for it. You guys could definitely do that as well. You guys can also have her in there. Me personally, I'm just going to stick with the setup that I have since I have access to these characters. Yeah, I might leave it like this then. Because you're going to be able to heal these 3 Gohans here. Like I said, a lot of you guys might not have tagged Gohan Krillin at high stars. So, free to play Goten. Giving support and healing for Gohan characters. Your main damage dealers are Gohans. And the only thing is that your backup characters are Trunks. So, also keep that in mind. But maybe you guys take him out and add in this Gohan here. And then maybe you guys don't add him there. And maybe you guys have that Z tier Super Saiyan Gohan. Or maybe you guys add in that Z tier range type blast Gohan. Or anybody else I'm missing? Or yeah, it focus more off of Gohan centric thing, so his value is better than what it is before. So it kind of just depends off your team setups and what you have for hybrids and everything. You guys can change it up and everything like that. Blue Beast and Red Beast and Pan, you kind of just want to keep them core in terms of just your damage output. The yellow, I kind of show you guys Goten, Pan. Then you have Fat Gotenks. Purple, you have Gohan Krillin. You guys could put in this Trunks as well. You guys have Green Shredder Trunks. You guys have Gohan Krillin tag. Free to play Goten if you guys focus more on the Gohan team. Green wise, like I said, Gohan Trunks from the future. You guys have Drip Trunks. I don't know how I really feel about this Super Saiyan Gohan. He's not a bad character, but just something about it is just, I'm not entirely sure. I don't know. He's not a bad character, but you could definitely use him. I just feel like over time he ramps up, and at the turn, at the start of the third turn is when he's at full potential. I don't really like that, right? So drip trunks. You also have this green trunks here. At least by the second turn he transforms and ramps up, but that first turn he's super squishy. So I'll probably just go with green trunks just to play it safe. And then also you guys do have that LF green trunks, Super Saiyan trunks, but if you want to focus more of a Gohan character, you have to build your team differently. But then you go, I mean, the fact that he is a B tier character, I definitely will add him. If you guys don't have a strong green, the fact that he's an LF and he's in a B tier, pretty good option there. So yeah, that's pretty much it with the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, and rough, and I'm out. Peace.